The Frenchman who fell in love with the world's oldest cup competition and who has seen his side play at the very top of their game today. But there's the other side of the coin. For Tim Sherwood and those in claret and blue, well, they just didn't bring it, damn it.
No, they didn't, I'm afraid. They tried their very best. Some of them are dead on the feet out on that pitch, but the quality that Arsenal possess, all their big players turned up, got on the ball, made things happen, and in the end their superior football drained Aston Villa's energy, and they had nothing. Once the second goal went in from Sanchez, the game was finished. But they deserve great credit because they managed to stay in the Premier League and get themselves to an FA Cup final. And 3 months ago they didn't look like they were going to do that.
Arsenal retain the FA Cup. The Duke of Cambridge, His Royal Highness Prince William, manages to raise a smile even though his Villa boys have been beaten. Randy Lerner, the Villa owner, too. But even they, in some way, must have enjoyed the football they've seen from the likes of Alexis Sanchez, from Santi Cazorla, and Stan Kroenke, the Arsenal owner, and Sir Chips Keswick next to him. Absolutely delighted with what they've seen from their players. Let's hear from one of them, one of their key players. Gabby Logan is with Theo Walcott.
Thank you, Theo. Congratulations. Arsene Wenger said before the match it was one of the hardest decisions he had to make, but he put his faith in you. You vindicated that. How sweet was that victory?
Oh, no, it's amazing. You know, any win is fantastic. The manner we did it today was great. We played great football, kept the clean sheet. We always knew if we kept the clean sheet, we were going to score goals and win the game. You know, I've got to thank the manager for having the faith and picking me as well and repaying him that. But this team is blessed, and it's got to be many more next year. You
missed out last season, most of 2014, of course, because of injury. So for you personally to be here today and that retention of the trophy?
Oh, massive. Yeah, I missed this. I missed all this last year. I was at home, I remember FaceTime and with personal reasons. But to be part of this today is a dream. My family's here. I've worked so hard, like the staff and all the players have. But personally, my injury, and I want to thank the physios, everyone's looked after me, but, you know, this is massive for me.
And a mark of progress as well, a place higher in the league, retention of the FA Cup. How close are you to challenging for the league, do you think, now?
Oh, very close. We just need to start well. But this is, I've been here for a long time, and this is one of the best squads that I've been part of. And it's fantastic. We should be achieving much more. But I believe now that's 2, you know, FA Cups. Premier League is the next big target.
He won't speak to us because his English isn't great, but Alexis Sanchez's goal was superb. What's it like playing alongside him?
No, it's great. Like I said, I've had limited opportunities, but when I've been on the pitch with him, me and him have been sort of linking up very well. He's a blessed player. He's very talented. He's a dream to play with. Yeah, he's got everything.
Thank you so much. Go enjoy. Thank you. Thank you.
A stunning, exhilarating Arsenal performance has given them back-to-back FA Cup victories. A record 12th win, beating Manchester United's tally of 11. And as Guy said, Arsene Wenger has had his 6th FA Cup triumph, equalling the record set by George Ramsey of Aston Villa, of course. All in all, a decent day for the Gunners, and well, it's one-sided a final as I can recall.
Men against boys for 90 minutes. Arsenal were absolutely outstanding. The way they moved the ball, the way they moved off the ball, the speed of it, how quick they were. Their goals were absolutely outstanding. Thoroughly deserved it. They were brilliant.
Okay, get the views of the other 2 guys very shortly, but down at the on the pitch, Mark Chapman has got Santi Cazorla, the man of the match.
Santi, congratulations, that was a dominant performance.
Thank you very much, we are very happy now, no?
You never gave them a sniff, really, did you?
Yeah, we play well, no? We are very focused all the game, we play with intensity. And this is the most important thing for us, no? If we play like that, we have too many chances for get the title next year, no?
And the title next year, you feel a trophy every season gives you the platform to then go on to greater things?
Yeah, if we play the same last the second round of the season, we have changed, but the most important thing now is rest well, prepare well the next season, and I'm sure next year will be better, no?
Just give us an appreciation of Alexis Sanchez's goal.
Yeah, he's an amazing player, no? We are lucky for Alexis play for us, and I'm very happy for him, no?
Well, you are the man of the match in the FA Cup final. There's your battle. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yes, many a great performance. Alexis Sanchez walking through there in the studio. One or two of you thought perhaps he should be man of the match, but Danny Murphy made his decision, and there's no question Cazorla was one of many excellent players out there today. I'll come, Martin, about Arsenal, and then I'll come to Dion Dublin about Aston Villa's performance.
Cazorla, listen, he's the one who's brave enough to go and get the ball off the defence. He's like the glue in that team, made everything happen, was moved into that central position when Wiltshire was injured early in the season, and he has been orchestrating everything. But so many good performances. Arsenal really turned up here today.
All in all, for Aston Villa, a thoroughly disappointing day, Dion.
They just weren't good enough, Gary, today. They gave the ball away. There was no energy. They looked very tired. They looked leggy. At the back, they looked all over the place. It was just an Arsenal day. OK, let's hear from the record breaker, Arsene Wenger's with Gabby.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Arsene. Where does that rank for you in terms of performance this season?
I think it just is in the continuity of what we played recently, you know, and overall we have shown again today that we are a real team. We made progress, we can deal with pressure, and I would like to congratulate everybody, my staff, the players, the fans as well, who were great again today. We are so happy tonight, and after a difficult start, it finishes well, so we are very happy.
How personally vindicated do you feel, both in your decision-making today, your selection, you had that debate personally, internally, and also the two big marquee signings? You've reluctantly spent big last summer, and they've come off today. Ozil, of course, and Sanchez played brilliantly.
Yes, you know, honestly, I had a difficult week, I told you before the game, because it was very difficult decisions to make, from the keeper to the centre forward. But when the confidence is good and the spirit is so high in our team, that it helps.
And now you've retained the trophy. Arsenal have gone 12th all-time wins in the FA Cup, overtaking Manchester United, and you personally have equalled George Ramsey's record. What a day.
Look, I'm very proud that our club is doing well, and if I can personally do well as well, it's even better.
How much longer do you want to keep on managing this club for?
I don't know, you know, that's difficult to say. I have 2 more years contract, and I will just sit always down with my directors and see how much they believe and trust, and my hunger is great, but I want to do well.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You questioned Arsene Wenger before the game, Alan, about the quality of his actual side, rather than questioning Arsene Wenger. But you said you thought he was still at least 3 superstar players away from being a side that can challenge for the title. Do you still believe that, having seen that performance, a big game performance?
Well, the league title doesn't lie. 12 points behind Chelsea they were, and with this current team, I don't believe they can win the Premier League. With a couple of additions, 2 or 3, then I believe they can. I asked the question before the game that this squad sometimes doesn't deliver when the pressure is on. Even Arsene Wenger must have believed that, because he mentioned it in his interview there. He said we were able to handle the pressure. I asked if they could perform on the big stage. They did it brilliantly today. They were absolutely awesome and deserved it.
We see the officials going up the steps there. John Moss leading them. It was like one of his assistant referees just stumbled up the steps there slightly, and John Moss possibly stumbled towards the end. That's a bit of a gripe. There's 3-0 down anyway, but
yeah, they were just, you know, Arsenal were very good today, Gary. Very good. They passed it well. They showed their quality. Their big players stood out today. As Martin said, Cazorla was outstanding. Sanchez, you know, what a goal. I've not seen a goal like that in a final ever before. It was an unbelievable strike. It really was.
Stunning goal. We'll look at that shortly.
You've got to say Arsenal were by far the best team today.
Let's hear from one of the other Arsenal goal scorers, Per Mertesacker's with Mark.
Per Mertesacker, describe that feeling.
I'm exhausted. It was too much celebration for me. We deserved it today because we played on our front foot from the start. I think that made a massive difference to last year, where we suffered a lot in the first half, and today we just scored constantly, and that gave us that lift we needed.
Did you talk a lot about that this week, about making sure you got off onto the front foot and got off to a good start?
I mean, we are lucky to have such great experiences from last season, this season again. I think that says everything about our squad and the characters.
And a goal in the cup final for you.
Yeah, last year's semi-final. This year I wanted to top that. So I think that is a good finish of the season now. I'm looking forward to my first holidays after I retired from international football, so it's a good ending, and hopefully we can start next season on our front foot as well. But first of all, we celebrate that.
You go celebrate and then enjoy your summer. You deserve a rest.
Thank you very much, and good luck.
Cheers, Pat.
One of the worst experiences in football, really, walking up to collect a loser's medal at Wembley, particularly after you have to walk up so many steps. But that's what the Aston Villa players are doing. It certainly wasn't their day. Many players didn't perform as well as they know they can, and as well as they have done in recent weeks. But you have to give an enormous amount of credit, of course, to Arsenal. When Arsenal play well, they're very difficult to beat. Prince William handing out the medals, of course, an Aston Villa fan himself, hiding, no doubt, his inner emotions, and Tim Shearer certainly not hiding his. He looks thoroughly miserable, as you would expect, Martin.
Yeah, and you know, it's about now when you start thinking about next season, about trying to stick together. He's going to try and hold on to the likes of Mertesacker, Tim. Of course, he needs to make improvements. It was about survival for them in the Premier League. This was an extra day out. It was a day too far for them. Massive disappointment, of course. But I think when he reflects, he's done a very good job since he's been there. But certainly today, it wasn't to be his day.
Fans will be choked, Dion. They've waited a long time. It was the dream, wasn't it?
It was the dream,
FA Cup, for many of them.
I made that same walk 15 years ago in the claret and blue, you know, losing against Chelsea. And the fans had so much hope today. The fans came in their droves, in their thousands, supported the lads. The Villa players just did not turn up, couldn't handle the occasion, couldn't handle the quality of Arsenal.
We said about every player of Aston Villa had to turn up today and play. Benteke didn't play, Delph didn't play cleverly. I think the only one really that could come out of the game with any credit was probably Shearer, and that is hugely disappointing from Aston Villa's point of view.
Certainly learned a great deal from last year, where they weren't really convincing. They got out of the blocks very quickly, moved that ball at the tempo that they can, and they understood how you play a final at Wembley much better than before last year.
We can hear from another of the Arsenal players. They pretty much played brilliantly to a man. Here's another one of them, Aaron and Ramsey's with Gabby.
Congratulations, Aaron. That was a spectacular performance from Arsenal in retaining this trophy. What was it like to be a part of this team today?
Obviously, it's another great feeling. To win back-to-back FA Cups ain't an easy thing to do. Not many teams have achieved that, and it's quite an achievement from this group of players. You know, we really wanted to win something again this year. We managed to do that now, so that's 2 things in 2 years, and hopefully now that'll put us in a good place to go into next season and challenge for the Premiership.
How much closer do you feel after this performance that people will take your challenge seriously next season?
Yeah, that's what we wanted to do, send out another message that, you know, this is what this club should be doing every season anyway, is winning something. So we managed to do that now, and we just want to keep this run going that we're on.
The fans absolutely loving it here today, and you know, after the week that football's had, this is what it's all about, isn't it?
This is what it's all about, you know, being in finals and winning silverware. That's what it's all about, being a professional footballer. You know, you want to look back on your career, on the things that you've achieved and won. So this is another one to go in a collection for the players. So I'm delighted for that.
You better go over there and get your silverware. Thank you.
There are the Arsenal players clambering those steps. They feel a lot less difficult to climb, I imagine, when you've won the trophy. Arteta there, who's not really featured, of course, this season. Mertesacker, who was so thrilled with his goal-scoring performance. Martin, you've 3 times you've climbed the steps to collect a trophy. Yeah, it's a darn good feeling, isn't it?
It's a great feeling. Contrast that with losing against Liverpool back in 2001, and yeah, I've seen both sides of it, Gary. It's certainly when you're going up there with your teammates and everybody else. It's a great occasion. Great with the fans. You really share this moment when you lift that trophy.
OK, let's hand back to Guy Mowbray to describe the collection of the trophy.
Thanks, Gary. An extra point of order. Cheers in Southampton, I think, because this win means a Europa League place for them. It also means Liverpool go straight into the group stage of that competition at the start of next season. Arsene Wenger is bedecked in a red and white Arsenal scarf, ever the traditionalist, as the Chile flag flies on the edge of the royal box at Wembley, courtesy of Alexis Sanchez. The Gunners have become only the 4th club to have twice retained the Cup, and in their record 19th final, reach a new high of 12 wins. Arsene Wenger takes the acclaim as club captain Non-playing today, Mikel Arteta and Mertesacker get ready to lift the FA Cup. Record-breaking Arsenal's Cup. Forever Arsenal's Cup. Arsenal do it again.
Terrific scenes for the Arsenal players and, of course, their supporters, and especially that man, Arsene Wenger. Took him a while to get a bit of silverware after his initial success, Martin, and now it's 2 in 2 years. Looking good, looking better anyway.
Looking better, you know, in order to retain those great players that he's signing, he's building year on year. He doesn't look like someone who's coming to the end of his career to me. He looks full of enthusiasm, a lot more controlled this year than last year, his celebration. But this is what you're at the club for, to win trophies, to be a part of those pictures that you see from previous years that have gone by. Cement yourself at the football club, and this group of players have done that now.
Just while you're on about Arsene Wenger, he had some big calls to make today with his selection. He got it absolutely spot on with everything, not only with his selection.
Well, Walcott was one of them there.
But the way he actually nullified Aston Villa, not only did Arsenal play superbly well with the football, they were brilliant without it, because when we looked at Aston Villa's threats, Delph, Cleverley, Benteke, Grealish, they were anonymous because of Arsenal. They stopped them playing.
Arsenal dominated so much. They spent all their energy.
I was saying earlier that Villa needed to do well when they have the ball and make sure they didn't have the ball long enough. Yeah. They didn't have the ball for 30%, 40% possession.
And even when we mentioned it at half time, even when Villa did put the ball in the box, Arsene Wenger obviously worked on it this week, his goalkeeper, to tell him, look, come and help your defenders out. So everything that Arsene did today, it actually worked superbly well for them.
That's so much, and that deterred Villa from actually crossing the ball, because they thought if we cross it, keeper's going to come and catch it. So Villa had to change their game. They didn't have a plan B.
Football is about balance, and I think Keown coming into that midfield, cazorla, let's not discount the defensive side of it. Arsenal were perhaps too attacking at the start of the season. I thought today typified the balance that Arsene Wenger's finally found.
So what do you think now that Arsenal need to go out and get in the summer for that? I think have a challenge in the Premier League.
I think it was significant that Giroud didn't start today. He's supposed to be the #1 striker. I think perhaps that's an area they're going to go and strengthen. And the keeper, as well as he played today, I think that's an area of concern. There's not too many changes that he's going to have to make, but you can't say you're good enough if Chelsea are going to run away with the Premier League every year. Yeah, well, Arsenal have won 4-0. We're going to unusually start with the second goal, because one of the great goals we've ever seen in an FA Cup final, any time, I would say, wouldn't you, chaps?
Oh, it was just absolutely sensational. Very, very good run of Monreal. He actually goes down there, takes putting away, which he creates the space inside, but the rest of it is just about Sanchez. Absolute pure quality.
This fella ticks movement. So many boxes. If you're someone who likes people putting challenges in or their work rate, he does that. If you're someone who likes technique and scoring ability, he does that as well. It's such a satisfying, certainly as a Villa fan, maybe not for Dion as a Villa fan, to see what he is capable of.
You know, the hard thing about this, people don't realise how hard it is to strike the ball like that from that distance past the goalkeeper like Shea Given. If you watch it here, he strikes the ball, he sort of strikes it up, but the ball moves so much that Shea's got no chance of getting there.
It's a real away swinger.
Yeah, it was. But it's a great strike.
As a defender, you're saying, go and shoot then. You're way outside the box. You don't expect that.
Not to him.
To hit the top of the ball, to get the movement on. I mean, that ball has moved maybe 2 yards.
Yeah, easily.
Fantastic. Shea's gone to his right, had to come back. He couldn't get anywhere near. It was just the power was unbelievable behind it.
The big question mark going into this game, Martin, was whether he would go Giroud or Walcott up front. He went Walcott, and well, it paid off.
He certainly did, 100%. And listen, I feel for this lad, because he's been out injured. He missed last year's Cup final, but he was going to make sure he made it count this time round.
At one stage, it was beginning to look like it might not be his day.
Alan, we were talking at half-time, maybe we thought he should have gone low with that, but his movement was the problem all afternoon. He ended up on the left, a bit like Henry might have done. They have that fluidity back again, and he's got the pace to be able to do it. And he plays it wide, but then he gets on his bike. He doesn't just stand admiring it. Sanchez, look at that for a header. It comes down, and that's a controlled finish with power.
Not easy either.
No, he's really...
It's in an awkward area. It's in an awkward area of the body. It's up near his near his tummy button, and he's had to bring his laces right up there and strike a very, very good finish. Very difficult on his left foot as well. And that is one of the best saves I've ever seen.
It would have hit if it had mattered.
It was an unbelievable save from Shearer.
It just goes to show, though, doesn't it, Gary, that, I mean, I said it last week when he scored his hat-trick, that to have left him out after being full of confidence, 3 goals, I think it was an excellent decision. It was a decision that I said last week I thought he would have played him, and it's worked again perfectly.
It's a defender's nightmare, though, that kind of pace, isn't it, when they're running off your shoulder.
Guy, when a striker or somebody that scores goals is in a purple patch, you've got to play them. Just play them, and he's been fantastic today.
Celebrations continue amongst the Arsenal players, and no doubt they'll continue for some time. There's Mertesacker, who stands head and shoulders above the rest of his team, of course, and he scored the 3rd goal. Traditional style.
Just looking back at years gone by, in 2002 we won it, we retained it in 2003, and then we went unbeaten in 2004. That's the goal now for this group. Can they go on and win the Premier League? They've shown they can win trophies, but they've got to go after the big one next season.
This was unbelievable. I mean, this is Aston Villa sort of giving up. Benteke is marking him, and he doesn't really do a lot. Mertesacker, he sort of stands still, a little 1 yard and a little nudge with a shoulder, but I think he even comes off his shoulder, doesn't it? Yeah.
Just poor defender, just switches off. It's only a step, and he's just straight. It goes off his shoulder. Actually, if you can get anything on it, and you're 5 yards out, you're going to score. Shearer had no chance, and the defender in the box all game was so poor from Villa. I look back and I think, what were we doing? Is our chance?
That sort of summed Aston Villa up, didn't it? Today, never got going at all. Didn't mark anyone in the box there. And
it was such a good day for Arsene Wenger. Even his substitutions worked. Shearer, and he scored the final goal well into injury time. Of course.
You know what? He's got this finish off to a T. His movement's good. You know, in the eye line, then out the eye line, he does it a lot. Arsenal just toying with Villa, and that there.
Bacuna.
The hard thing, that finish is so hard because he's going down towards the ball with the outside of his left boot, and that's such a hard finish.
But it's made easy by Bacuna in marking in the box, or non-existent marking. But that's
trying to play offside, Martin, wasn't he?
It's unbelievable. Tim Sherwood now.
The ball's ahead of the man.
Tim's a good coach. He has to work on that side of the game. It's not all about attacking. You have to be strong and resilient, and at times it's basic errors from their defence.
Yeah. Would you put some blame in Sherwood's?
Well, look, it just seems to me that they haven't got better. We talked about the Southampton game before, and it was a problem again today. I think Akora just simply wasn't at the races today.
OK, well, if you missed anything today, catch up with the highlights, BBC One.